with
Roland.
and Raina. We're going to give you a little funny, a little crazy, and a whole lot of reality.
Welcome back, listeners.
Welcome back, guys.
Hey, if you're new, right, you just stick around because you're going to learn a thing or two, have a laugh here and there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. All right, so this week we're getting a little bit personal. Okay, changing it up a little bit. We're going to be talking about an issue that we're currently dealing with and how we're dealing with it.
Right.
So stick around for that, as well as discussing what we did this past weekend. And then also be sure to stick around to the very end because we always, go over our poll.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about what our next poll is going to be up on our Facebook.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So this past weekend, we kind of stayed local. I unfortunately did something pretty crazy to my back at the gym,
Yeah.
overdoing it.
Yeah,
And
she likes to overdo it.
so I have been in a pretty decent amount of pain. So we decided to kind of stay local, and we did some urban exploring.
We did. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the clouds were awesome. The cloud cover was amazing, so it definitely provided a really good opportunity for us to get some really great shots.
Really good.
Yeah, some really great drone footage as well for some of our adventuring videos that we're putting together.
Oh, yeah. It's mainly for Raina's little project she's got going on the side, the I'm Always Adventuring. So be sure to be sure to be looking out for that.
Yeah, we'll have a link. We'll post up the links when everything is all put together, but it's definitely a dual project because I couldn't do it without Roland and his amazing video editing skills. So.
Well, it's your vision, hon.
Yeah.
I just click the buttons. Okay.
He's being modest, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we got into this past weekend. Nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy at all.
Thank goodness, because I probably would have been in tears from pain.
Yeah. I've been taking care of her a little bit.
Yeah, he is.
But, I love her to death.
Yeah.
So I'll do anything I can for her.
Oh, my baby.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the personal.
And to the realness.
Yeah. So currently our issue. Okay, I'm just going to dive right in, babe.
Yeah.
Diving right in. So our issue is scheduling, right? It's our schedules. It completely conflicts with what we were used to.
Right.
Okay, it's my schedule mainly, right? Raina's schedule has stayed the same. Mine has completely changed from working from 6 to 3, right? Getting home, around 4:30, waiting on my babe to get home. Now it's the opposite. She leaves before I do. I don't get home until around 9:30. We only got a couple hours.
Yeah.
To kind of hang out and decompress, and it's put a little strain on us. And not only that, we've got this the podcasts and our videos and stuff, and we still have to do that on top of the conflicting schedules. So
yeah, so it's put a strain on us because, like Roland was saying, it's definitely something that we're not used to dealing with for pretty much the entirety of our relationship up until maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
we were used to spending quite a bit amount of time together. By the time I got home from work, we still had 4, 5, 6 hours together each evening, to talk about our day, to work on our projects, to like Roland was saying, decompress and just kind of hang out together. Whereas now, by the time he gets home from work, we really only have like an hour and a half, 2 hours, if even that. And that's pushing it. I get up fairly early in the morning for work. So I have a pretty long commute. So, it's difficult to try and make that balance of spending time together. And one of the things that we noticed and that I noticed in particular was the feeling that being kind of needy, I guess, so to speak. And I started to notice that I would get upset with Roland for dumb things, for little things. And I didn't really have a reason for being upset. After I thought about it, I realized it was me kind of acting very childish, as a child would act out or throw a temper tantrum. That's kind of what I was doing without even realizing it, because I missed my time with him. So I was lashing out at him because unfortunately he was the only thing that I could lash out at. And, we discussed it, and I explained to him how I was feeling. And, it was something that we took a look at and tried to accommodate our schedules as best as possible. Obviously, you can't really do too much with your work schedule. It is what it is. But
yeah, you can back up time or add more time to the day, right?
One of the things that we do is try and be cognizant of the other's schedules. In the mornings I was trying to be quiet so that I didn't wake Roland up. But what he's been doing is he's been getting up with me in the morning. And even though, I'm kind of rushing around getting ready for work, it's still those extra moments that we have in the morning together.
Yeah.
That it's a great way to start the day. My babe is awake with me, and we're having conversations, we're brainstorming, and not only is it awesome to share those moments with him in the morning, like I said, to start my day off, but it's also good brain food, because we're brainstorming first thing in the morning and getting those creative juices flowing. And, he obviously doesn't have to do that. He could stay in bed and sleep.
Some days I do. Don't let her make you believe that I get up every single day.
No, he
at
doesn't.
5:30 in the morning. I don't. Okay.
And I don't blame him. Trust me, I don't blame him at all.
But I definitely try to get up earlier.
Right.
I like to get that interaction there in the morning. And also, not only is it like brainstorming, we brainstorm on your way to work and stuff like that. And throughout the day, because I actually don't start work till 1 p.m. as of right now. But, it also sparks that brainstorm in me. So as I'm here at home, I can still, put that brainstorm to work.
Yeah, working on our projects.
On the projects and stuff. So it's a bad thing, and it kind of has its positives too.
Right.
But yeah.
One of the other issues also that we're facing, or one of the things that's changed, there's been quite a few things with this job change that we're dealing with. Not only are the schedules, but the job that Roland is doing right now, he can't have his cell phone. So whereas before we were used to being able to text, and we didn't text constantly throughout the day from his old job, but we definitely communicated a lot more than what we communicate now. It's we could almost time it like on the hour. Every 2 hours I'll get a text message, because those are the breaks that he gets. But so that's been very difficult to
different
to get used to. It was very upsetting at first, but we've kind of gotten on a schedule, so it's the timing. I'm used to the timing now, and so it's a little bit easier, but it's definitely not the ideal.
Easiest. It's not ideal. So we're doing all of what we're doing right now, for a reason. We have our goals. We're going to meet those goals, and this is just one of the things that we're doing, that we understand that we have to do to reach those goals.
I think that's what helps the situation also, is that, we have these combined goals that we are striving towards together, and we have communicated that with each other, and it's something that we reiterate to each other on a constant basis. And anytime that, throughout this experience that I've started to be negative, or Roland started to be negative, we just kind of remind each other, and it's a nice checks and balances that we have with each other. And it'd be really easy to just be like, screw this, and this is horrible, and to lash out at each other all the time. But I'm very grateful that Roland is extremely understanding, and he knows that he knows me, and he knows my heart, and he knows that if I'm acting like a brat, there's some other underlying reason.
100% of the time. So I definitely understand all that. It's definitely a joint understanding.
Right.
It's
a process.
All this is just it's a combined process. You know, we're both going to end up where we want to be.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's probably the biggest thing. And it goes back to like that main foundational thing that we always stress is that communication is huge. It is the biggest factor, I think, in most relationships, and being able to communicate with your partner and your partner being able to listen openly and not judge you and not, belittle how you feel, because that in turn would make you not want to communicate anymore. It's something that we are dealing with on a daily basis. It's definitely not something that, everything is great and we got through this hurdle and, every day is going to be sunshine after this. It is something that, comes up from time to time. Because like I said, sometimes I am very needy and I miss having the time with him that I did have. And
maybe
it's not something that I do intentionally. And
I know that.
It's definitely for the listeners. If you are feeling some type of way, you need to be able to communicate that to your partner. And, it should be flattering a little bit to your partner that you want to spend that time with them. And hopefully your partner doesn't take it as though you're trying to smother them, and they understand that you enjoy the time with them and you enjoy spending time with them and maximizing your time together. And, like I said, it's definitely an ongoing thing that I think Roland and I will continue to deal with until we have our ideal schedules together, which would be all the time together.
Yeah, all the time. I would like that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that kind of sums it up, I mean, it's a main thing of communication if you're going through this kind of situation yourself, if you're on the opposite schedule of your significant other, I'm really hoping that not only have you both thought it out, but the end result would get y'all to where you want to go.
Right. And definitely maximize the amount of time when you do have that time together. You maximize that time. And it's, even if you're running errands or, catching up on housework or whatever, it's something that you do together, because you definitely don't want to spend even more time apart, when you could be spending that time together. So it's finding those creative ways to be together, even when it's something, like going to the grocery store or whatever, because having that connection with your partner is very, very important. When you're on opposite schedules or you have work schedules that don't allow you to be together as often as possible.
Yeah. So those small things that count.
Absolutely.
Those small times together. Every little bit counts.
Yep. So this past week, our poll that we had up was about cheating. If you knew that your friend was cheating on their significant other, would you say anything?
Super big turnaround and results on that, huh, babe?
Yeah, it was awesome. We love having all of the interaction and the comments. It's definitely something that we enjoy from all of the listeners. So we had, for the most part, most people said no, that they would not say anything, but it was almost kind of split down the middle. I want to say this was like a 60-40 split almost.
Yeah, 60-40, I'd say.
Yeah, 60% said no, and 40% said yes, they would say something. And I think a lot of people, judging by the comments, were talking about bro code or girls code, and I kind of threw a little curveball out there. And what if it was your friend that was being cheated on?
And you knew that they were being cheated on and they didn't know.
And so a lot of the comments kind of went the other direction at that point. Of course, definitely. You don't want your friend, your friend to get hurt. One of the comments from Donnie said, "I'd let them know to keep me out of their dirt, but my loyalty would be to the one that I knew first. I'm not going to be an accomplice because you are unhappy."
Right.
I think that was pretty pretty good statement.
I think that's spot on, Donnie.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So again, we post a poll every week to accompany the podcast episode, because we definitely enjoy hearing from the listeners. And if you see the poll, definitely chime in. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure you listen to the episode so you have a little bit of context of what we're talking about.
So you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
So this next poll that we're going to be posting, and it'll be pinned up at the top of our Facebook page, is going to be about today's episode. You know, have you ever been in a relationship where you had opposite schedules and it adversely affected your relationship?
Yeah.
We want to hear from you. Did it end the relationship? Did it cause fights? You know, we would like to know what's what
happened. What happened?
Yeah.
You know, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we'll pick, one lucky commenter and give you a little shout out.
Yeah. You can head on over to our website, rrwithrr.com, where in the upper left, we've got buttons there. There's social media buttons.
Yeah.
You can click on the one that looks like a YouTube button, and it takes you to our YouTube channel.
Imagine that.
Crazy. Takes us right over to YouTube, and we post a video every Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of comical. Okay,
They're usually comical.
They're usually comical, but you might learn a thing or two from them,
Right.
so check them out. I'm sure you'll get a laugh or two.
Yes.
And also, we post a vlog from time to time as well. All right, also on the website, you can find our button over there for Facebook.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, be sure to head on over to the website for all those links to our different social media.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's this week's episode. But as always, thank you so much for the support. Please share the podcast if you'd like. We'd like to reach as many people as we can.
Yes, definitely share us.
Yeah, definitely share us. And as always, thank you so much for the support and the listens and everything. And until next Thursday, guys, y'all take care.
See you later, guys.
See you.